Hello everyone, it's Justine. Today I'm going to be making a kind of summary card using the coordinating dies and stamp set of the month from Spellbinders called Have a Chill Summer. So I wanted to make my own background paper by making some kind of blobs of color with some watercolor. I'm using some watercolor paint and just some watercolors that I actually bought from a craft estate sale. Basically, I'm just dropping color all over the watercolor paper that I've cut down to the A2 size, which is 5 1/4, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. I basically repeat the process of putting down color, putting down water, putting down color, putting down water, different colors in different spots depending on what I am kind of feeling. And I wanted this pink area in the center to be kind of my focal point. Then I took my paintbrush and did a little bit of a splatter, knowing that when the paper would absorb it, it would kind of dry with the pieces kind of spread out. So I will show you what that looks like after it has a little bit of chance to dry and flatten out. Right now it's resting underneath my watercolor box. So now I'm going to work on the popsicles that are going to be the main part of my card. I'm going to use the coordinating dies that come with the coordinating dies and stamps. So this is meant to cut out the stamp that is part of the stamp of the month from Spellbinders. But I'm actually just going to use it to die cut out some paper because it will make a popsicle without stamping. So I'm choosing to use two colors that are similar to the watercolor colors, so it will coordinate but not be exactly the same color. I considered using this pink circle and I kind of stay with it for a while, but I don't actually put it on my card. So right now it's just gonna hold my popsicle. Then I'm going to take some brown paper here and cut out the popsicle stick part. And I will need 2 of those to make my popsicles. I'm also going to make a yellow popsicle, and the scrap paper that I wanted to use had this ripped portion here, and I couldn't get the die to fit without using the ripped portion. So I'm going to actually just use it even though it is ripped, because I'm going to rest the pink die on top of the yellow one, and you won't even be able to see the ripped area. I like to use a little bit of craft tape, especially when I'm using smaller dies and I have a smaller section of paper to work with, because when I run my dies through my machine, sometimes they slide around and I don't want the die to move and cut the paper in a different way than what I had planned. If you're not familiar with how the club items work, it's basically a monthly subscription that comes out for die cutting, card making, hot foiling, basically crafting for cards. And that can be stamps as well. So this specific die is the stamp and die. So if you're interested in trying to remake this card, you will need to get the stamp and coordinating dies to remake it. But for the subscription items, they have all sorts of really neat things and they change every month, and it's a really fun way to build up either your card making stash or even giving this as a gift. If you know a card maker or someone who's interested in paper crafting, this would be a really awesome gift to give someone. Even if it was just 1 month, subscribe someone to the large die of the month for a month. That would be a really nice birthday present, or even a club kit where you get all the things you need to make 10 cards and more. Or if you're feeling very generous, you could sign someone up for a whole year of this. or yourself. Or you can invite that crafty friend over and you can make things with it and have like a standing craft time, which would be kind of neat. So now I'm going to use the stamp that comes with the stamp set, and I'm going to use You're My Favorite Flavor. No, I'm going to use You Melt My Heart. I thought that this would be kind of like a cute lovey card since the popsicles are kind of like cheersing each other. To stamp out my sentiment, I will be using some pink ink from Stamping Up. I think it is called Perfect Pink. Then I'll be using a orange scrap from my scrap area and mounting my sentiment strip on to the orange area, just so it has a little bit of a border similar to my watercolor border. I just put it in the corner, and then when I go to trim the orange area, I only have to trim 2 of the 4 sides. You could use a paper trimmer to do this or a scissors. Anytime I use scissors, I prefer to use spring-loaded scissors because it makes cutting very easy and it doesn't hurt your hand, especially if anyone has any hand mobility issues with maybe arthritis or something. I definitely recommend spring-loaded scissors to anyone. I will use my liquid glue to assemble my popsicles by sticking the sticks behind the popsicle so they just poke out the bottom. Then I will use liquid glue again to adhere my popsicles right onto my card. Since these are going directly onto the watercolor paper, now that it has dried, it will be a very firm stick, and those are not coming off anytime soon because the watercolor paper with the art glitter glue really absorbs and it sticks. It's not moving. And I found that the Barely Art glue really does that well. It sticks even if it's a surface that's a little bit slippery, such as gold mirrored cardstock. Plus it dries clear, so that's always nice. So if you've liked this video, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for some more videos. I've used this stamp and die quite a bit this month, so I will have some more videos coming out through the month of July. Thank you. Bye.